live, laugh.
How's it going, everybody? This is Daniel.
And I'm Christian.
We are joined by Drillin'
Yo.
and
Bill.
and Tenshi X. The X stands for... What does the X stand for?
10.
10. Okay.
Oh.
So before we get into this podcast, I just want to show a clip, and I just want to get your thoughts on it, okay? I saw it today when I was on Twitter, and I just thought that, like, I have to show this.
Sportsmanship at its finest.
Drop kick by BK. What is happening? Oh my god.
Do you remember that?
Unfortunately, yes, I do remember that.
How do you prepare for somebody launching their whole body at your face?
You don't.
You don't.
You just accept it at that point.
Where was your partner?
Starstruck just as I was.
Yeah, I just wasn't prepared for all that. Like, he was like there and just dashed past me and just went for Crossley. So
yeah, we'll watch it every time. We'll
Sportsmanship at its finest.
Drop kick by BK. What is happening?
So you just stood there while that happened to you. Does that make you a little upset?
Yes.
Well, if you look back a little bit more, I'd actually got punk kicked or like big booted by one Ryan Gallione. So I was already dazed from that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And the fact that it was BK Westbrook who delivered that beautiful drop kick to my face just stings a little bit more. But It is what it is. We move on.
Well, I saw that and I was like, how topical. So I had to play it. I realized that probably brings up a little bit of poor memories for you, but we're here to bring up some good memories. Memories of wrestling, memories of friendship, memories of anime. We won't talk too much about that. But before we get in, plug yourself, guys. Where can people find you? What kind of shows do you have coming up? Talk to us.
All right, so
Sportsmanship at its finest.
Drop kick by BK. What is happening?
Sorry, I just.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So you can find, excuse me. So you can find me on Twitter, tenshixx9. Oh no, sorry, tenshixx9x. Instagram is tenshi_x99, and so on. And Twitch, you can find me as Tenshi Otsumaki. Otsumaki is spelled OTSUMAKI.
What do you like to stream on Twitch?
Pretty much anything whenever I can, like, fit the schedule in, because sometimes it's like I have to take in considerations that some of the games has already been seen, already been played, already been recorded. So it's kind of difficult and tough to find new varieties of type of video games to stream.
Is that frustrating at all when there's a game like that you really enjoy, but like it's either been done to death or just it's not a game that is a popular that a lot of people will watch? Is that
no? And it never frustrated me because it was mainly me with confidence, because I actually started doing YouTube videos back in 2016, and my voice was very high. And I did post them, but I didn't like them, so I just took down the entire thing. So I just stopped from there. But it was also, I got the gear drive to stream was through Tyler El Guapo. Tyler El Guapo was streaming, and I watched his streams, and he was just being himself. So he encouraged me to stream, and that's all I've been doing nowadays. But I'm running into some issues with that, so kind of trying to find a bounce back on stream.
Yeah. Well, you just heard all the places that you could find him in stream. You playing Spider-Man 2?
Oh yeah. I'm 100% it already.
You 100% it?
Yes, sir.
It came out last week.
Well, it's what happens when you pre-order a game. It's so great. It's great. I'm just calling
it's fantastic, man. I felt like such a kid because I beat it in 3 days, and I was in high school, and I'm just like, this is the greatest game.
Is it difficult?
Do you guys enjoy
it? So it can be if you're like a first-time player to the Spider-Man game series, but if you play the first one and then the Miles Morales version of it, it's not as difficult.
Yeah.
But there are like
patterns.
Yeah, Yeah, there's definitely a lot of patterns, and it's like you have to memorize and stuff like that. Because I didn't go back to playing the 2018 Spider-Man because I was like, nah, I'm gonna get a refresher because like there's some different new mechanics in Spider-Man 2. So I was just like, I'm gonna just learn from that one.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a lot of different things and variants in that game too.
Awesome. Are you gonna stream it at all?
I tried. I actually did stream it. I streamed up to the I think towards like the middle of the main story, but that's when I was saying like I was running some issues with my my streaming and stuff. So
Gotcha.
So I just beat the entire thing off stream.
Oh, that's a bummer. But yeah, if you see Tenshi live, watch him. His partner, Drillin' Dylan. How you doing tonight, Dylan? I'm sorry. You seem
I don't believe you're sorry, but it's okay.
He seems hurt. And he seems a lot more hurt than he did in this clip.
Sportsmanship at its finest.
Drop kick by BK. What is happening?
So hurt on the inside of the way.
You gotta come back, buddy.
I probably shouldn't do that. These things were like $30.
Was that what that was? That was a mic drop?
More like my headphones dropped, but yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just messing with you. But we're still plugging ourselves, right? Yeah. So y'all can find me on Instagram at official_drillin_Dylan and follow me on Twitter at drillin_Dylan. That is DYLAN for the name, not DILLON. That is the wrong way to spell it, and I will stand by that till I die.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. If your name is Dylan and it's spelled like that, change it.
Just start over.
Yeah. So
Literally.
I've heard that you guys like wrestling.
No way, really?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I too have heard that up the grapevine.
Yeah, like we were just like I was actually at Starbucks the other day, and they're just like, "Do you know that the Longshots like wrestling?"
I mean,
but to get to the core essence of what brought you guys together, what is your individual story with wrestling? When did that start for you? Whoever wants to go first can go first.
You want me to go first, bud?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you, buddy. So for me, I found like for me it was weird because I'd gotten introduced to wrestling when I was very young. It was whenever WrestleMania 24 is. I don't remember the exact year, but I do remember it was Edge versus Undertaker in the main event, I believe. So I'd actually my uncle, he was like super big on wrestling way back when, before he passed away. He was just kind of watching WrestleMania, and I was staying over at my grandma's house, and I needed to get up to get a drink of water, I think. And all I remember was hearing like the back half of Undertaker's entrance, and just kind of like coming in. He was like, "Oh, you can just sit down on the floor." And I'm just like watching. This guy's like scary as hell, man. Like,
Yep.
That's a scary motherfucker. And the next thing you know, all you hear is, "You think you know me?" And then you just see some 6'3", 6'4" dude with blonde hair and tights and a trench coat. I think he's like 6'3", 6'2", 6'3".
Wow. I mean, I know he's taller than 6 foot because like Styles is like 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
A few inches.
Styles is. I thought he was like 5'10". Styles is like 5'10", right?
How are you?
Like 5'9". So I'm like 1 inch below Styles.
Is that why you know Styles' height?
Yeah, I do. We talked about this a lot in road trips, like talking about wrestlers' heights a lot. It's pretty funny.
Is that like a way to say like AJ Styles is 5'9"? Look what he did.
Exactly. That's pretty much how it is. Like, can't judge a wrestler by the size, man.
Of course not.
No?
Yeah. Tenshi.
And look at Rey Mysterio also. You know, he's like only 5'2", killing the game.
Yeah, my mom's 5'2".
Is it a fun image for you of like your mom doing a 619?
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I would. That'd be insane is to see a mom do a 619 on somebody. Just anybody's mom in general.
Can we make that happen?
Hey, you talk to your mom, bro. We got the Carolina Wrestling Academy. We'll show you how to do 619.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my mom trained to do wrestling.
Yeah,
2024.
I'm gonna manage my mom. The big Edge guy. What did you think of Edge just coming back recently for AEW?
Dude, like, so the child in me was really upset because I really wanted him to end in WWE. Yeah. But like the wrestler in me and like the overall person who's followed his career, I'm just happy he's in a place where he can do more, if that makes sense. Like he's already wrestled pretty much everyone in WWE, and it's cool to see him like get in the ring with some of, I guess you could say like a newer group of people that
think of that
like Kenny versus Edge. That would be probably like one of my go-tos, like just right off the dome for dream matches.
That's what they should do. They should just like, hey, we signed Edge. He's going to face every member of our roster. He's going to face somebody new every week. We're not doing storylines. We're just doing Edge match.
Well, what's crazy?
That'd be awesome.
The prospect of when they do their crossover stuff with New Japan of like Edge against like Suzuki or Tanahashi or
Edge versus Okada would fuck, in my opinion.
Isn't that crazy that can happen?
Yeah,
it can happen.
Like 5 years ago, like not only will there be a new company, an alternative, but Edge, like Christian will be on top, and Edge will be coming in, and
no, you would have told me that 5 years ago. I probably would have not even thought about even stepping into training.
So you know these two retired guys, right?
One of which was told that he could die if he ever wrestled again.
So what is up with that? But he's like, we were wrong about next.
All right, dude. It was funny because he was in an interview one time and he was like, he got into like, I think it was like a bike accident while he was with riding with Sheamus. Yeah, and he realized, I can get hurt again.
I don't know what's funnier, that comment or Edge riding on the back of a motorcycle with Sheamus, just hugging him from behind.
I don't think it was a motorcycle. I think they were just like bicycling or something like that.
Okay, that's even funny.
Yeah,
the idea of Sheamus on a bicycle.
Yeah, and is he like riding on the pegs? Like he's got his hands on his back, just.
I don't know. I don't remember the entire interview, but I know that it has something to do with a bike.
Okay.
So you were a big Edge guy.
Big Edge guy.
And how does that transition to were there any other characters you were super into at that time, and kind of walk us through your timeline?
So I sort of like stopped watching really like after Edge was forced to retire the first time. And of course, I watched like Jeff Hardy, I watched Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, Cena, and all of them. But Edge was like really the guy who like really got my attention when it comes to wrestling as a whole. I don't know what it was. I think it was just like his charisma, just how he oozed it. It was the theme song. I don't know. I just wanted to be that guy, But I stopped watching it heavy after he retired. I was a little disappointed. And fast forward to I want to say about like I want to say it was like 2016. I was just flipping through channels one day, and I still happened to stumble upon a Raw, and I think it was Finn Balor. I don't know what it was about Finn Balor. Finn Balor kind of got my attention back into wrestling.
A side topic here. I saw a picture. It was Halloween last week. Did you guys go get dressed up as anything?
Unfortunately, no. All I did was I just had a bonfire over at my grandma's house. We just kind of had a good little family get together. Not too crazy.
Did you?
I was here, home.
Okay. That wasn't my side, but there was a Finn Balor. Somebody trick or treated at Finn Balor's house dressed as Finn Balor.
I did see that Instagram post. That was honestly pretty cool, in my opinion.
What if you just like just drop kicked him?
Like that.
That would have been sick.
But yeah, Finn Balor is great. He kind of brings you back in.
Yeah.
Tenshi, let's kind of try to bring up to speed where he's at. Your origin. Like, you're a big video game guy, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Were you one of the guys that was?
Yeah, I started playing WWF onto the Nintendo 64, and then there was just like one day I was just saw my brother and my dad, they were watching like a match, and I stumbled upon Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, and everybody knows that Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio is my favorite two favorite wrestlers. So I was like, oh, cool. Little flashing lights and stuff. He's jumping up, and I'm like, oh, he is floating. And then there you go. But back in like 2012, well, after, because the latest game I played on the PS2 when we moved, the latest game I played on the PS2 was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. So I haven't been watching like early 2000 wrestling, but I always played the video games, and I usually here and there will keep up with the matches through on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I got back into watching the live action WWE 2012 and excuse me, this was through I believe this was through Kane, and I believe what was his name at the time, because it was Team Hell No.
Daniel
Bryan.
Yeah, and that was like, in that entire thing was my favorite type of bit. Like it was really cool. Like when Daniel would just go say yes, and then Kane was like no, and they just walked off. And then when they always had the heat of a moment, there was a segment where they had to go to a group therapy. They had to talk to one of the people. And it was just hilarious seeing Kane just like, no, I will not talk about my feelings. And Daniel Bryan was like, you see, this is what I have to deal with.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they start to fall out, it was just like at first it was like a handicap match, if I remember correctly, or I think he got jumped. I think Daniel got jumped at the time. Then Kane had his return, and he was walking down the aisle. So that's what caught my attention to come back into like watching WWE at that time. But it was like in betweens. I would go back to playing the video games and then go back to watching the shows.
Fun fact: Scorpio Sky was an extra in that scene with Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty sick, honestly.
That's cool. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and we did like a series of people that were WWE extras that are now famous. Like the Young Bucks played DX. Like somebody brought them in to play like fake DX back in the day, and all kinds of stuff.
That's sick. That's sick. I remember there was one, I think it was a squash where what was the guy's name? I think it was Big Show. He was facing Ambrose, and I think it was LA. No, not LA. I don't know. It was Ambrose and someone else, and they were just on there as extras or like just local talent, and they just got their asses beat. I thought that was, and to looking back on it now, it's crazy. Like what one extra spot can get you.
Yeah,
of
course. Yeah. Especially like because if you look at people like Lucky, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
How many extras? Like that's his bit, like catering backstage, and now everybody knows that he's not heading down there. So
getting paid to eat. I'm missing that on my feed.
At what point does your kind of universe collide where you guys meet each other? And is wrestling something that you guys bonded over, or what kind of brought you guys together initially?
So was it? No, I thought it was your sister that brought us together.
It was, but I'm saying like because we both had the same interests in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Because because like after I because Crossley was in the same grade school year as my sister, so I was the first to graduate. We didn't meet each other till 2019, I believe.
Okay.
So from my perspective of that, we knew of each other, but we hadn't been introduced to each other, if that makes sense.
What did you think of him before you like got to know him?
Who are you talking to, me or him?
Either. Yeah, we both.
So I just was pretty chill. You know, he hung around the type of people who I hang around, so it was good in my book. You know.
Did you like him, or was he kind of like? Was there heat? Just help me paint a story where there is heat. Like yeah.
You just want drama, don't you?
No, there was no heat.
Okay, so
no, man.
walk us through like the first time where you guys like, because I think we've all had it. Like the first time you're hanging out with somebody, where you're just like, holy shit, this is really fun. You guys have a moment?
For me, I think that it was when we went over to our high school buddy's house. It was sometime after we had both graduated. We'd stayed the night, just had a grand old time. It was pretty much just our squad of high school homies, you know.
High school homies,
Just
yeah.
chilling. Yep, high school homies. I didn't realize that Tenshi was a high school homie at the time. And then and sure enough, we just clicked like right off the bat, you know. It was the fact that we just had mutual friends around, and that we could relate to a lot with each other. It just kind of sparked from there.
Yeah. So was wrestling one of those big things that you bonded over, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there was what was the event? It was that one event at our school that we went to.
Oh, and yeah. I remember the event. I don't remember the name of the show, but I had texted his sister, telling her about the show that was going to be at our local high school, and she was like, yeah, I'll just bring Tenshi, and I'll bring my other brother, and then sure enough, we're just all getting front row seats to watch Billy Gunn beat up C.W. Anderson in the main event. It was awesome.
What else was on that card? Because that was like big, like mega indies.
Okay. Yeah. It was a bunch of local indie guys for sure. I don't remember who the first two were at all. I think the second match it had Victor Andrews taking on Cool J. I don't know if you know who Cool J is. Yeah, and the third match, I'm just trying to remember this off the top of my head.
I know that the Dawson brothers were there.
Yeah. I remember they were in a tag match against the Heat Seekers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's who it was. We didn't know any of these guys until after we met them, by the way. So it was the Dawson's Heat Seekers. Buff Bagwell was there for some reason. Yeah. He had a match. And Scott Steiner was there too in a match. It was, and then Billy Gunn was the main event.
So you say that Buff Bagwell,
and it's also pretty funny because after the show had ended. What was that? I'm sorry, you started cutting off on my end.
Oh no, you're fine. I think there's a little bit of a lag. Continue what you were saying.
Yeah, and funnily enough, after the show, we had actually started talking to the Dawsons, and in a weird way, they're kind of like the guys who like introduced us to a whole like new aspect of wrestling that we weren't familiar with, you know, and, like just the indie scenes as a whole. Like I still remember to this day. It was they were telling us both. It was like, this is something you have to want. This is something you need to want. Like, if you don't have it in here, then there's no point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like that's some heavy shit, dude.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So did you guys know that you wanted to be wrestlers at that point in time, or is I
don't know how it was for Tenshi, but for me, like that was like the start, I guess you could say, of it. Like if there's so yeah. So it was the Dawsons who had introduced us to everything, and then that was around the time where I was like, you know, maybe if there is something around locally, then yeah, I'll go to it. You know, we'll see where it goes. And then fast forward a couple months, my grandma had told me that one of her students, when she was driving buses, was a wrestler. Sure enough, that wrestler was Bojack, and she had invited me to come out to see him perform. And then they had a free day at the school at the Caroline Wrestling Academy. And fast forward to February 16th, 2020, and I guess you could say rest is history.
But there is history
Yeah.
that we'd like to get into. A little bit.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can just imagine Bojack like giving somebody an FU on the school bus.
Backpack
You know, the
still
funny thing
on.
is-
Yeah,
funny
just
thing,
got somebody fireman's carry.
I can see that. I can see that
yeah.
happening.
We'll have to have him back on to confirm. So Bojack is your introduction to CWA. And we're not talking about CW Anderson, who was the main event at the show that got you into wrestling.
Billy Gunn, no.
Talk about
No.
that for a second.
Important distinction.
How bad was the Scott Steiner match?
It was enjoyable. I wasn't a wrestler, so I can't really break it down.
Yeah.
But
It was
back at it as a wrestler.
as a wrestler, they got the crowd behind them. That's it.
we saw like it was like the Ricky the Steamboat show they did in like the Dorton last year, and they had him come in to do the battle royal.
Oh, it was a crazy battle royal because it was like all the great independent North Carolina talent and
then
Scott Steiner. And Scott Steiner eliminated everyone
with the minimal amount of effort and just walked away and probably got paid $4,000 to do it. So
Hey, when you're Scott Steiner, you get paid $4,000 just to knock people around the battle royal.
yeah.
You gonna do it.
Poor Chance Riser.
Yeah, Chance Riser was in that as well. But yeah, also Buff Bagwell. Probably, I don't know. I have opinions.
No, you're good. You're good. We're all entitled to them.
Yeah. So you go to the free day at CWA. Who all is there? And like, what was that experience like for you?
So I told Tenshi about it. So Tenshi was there, obviously. It was our coach, Jakob Hammermeyer. Colby Carino was there. Our buddy Antonio Ace, before he retired. Chad Carson, he was there too. Until he retired. And Bojack. And then a few other trainee individuals as well.
What stage Bojack were we talking about here? We talking about like
This is way before he really bursted onto the scene. So this is like, I want to say year 3 or year 4 Bojack.
was this sleeveless button up Bojack?
This was shield vest Bojack.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I have a sidebar because it's just a curiosity. Antonio Ace, what he was the coolest heel. Like he was so talented.
I'm sorry, who was?
Antonio Ace.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And can you break down for me why he is no longer wrestling?
That is a him question. That is not for us to say at all.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
Christian.
I miss him. He was so good.
Trust me and Tenshi, we're always asking about, hey man, how's Ace doing, man? How's he doing?
Me in the background. When is he coming back? When is he coming back?
That part.
Freakish, like just a different level. Like,
Yeah.
very, very talented.
Dude, Antonio Ace just took like the persona of heel, and regardless of where he went, when you hear his music and he just goes, oh, instant heat, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, he was a heat magnet. He always controlled the crowd at all times, regardless of what position he was in, whether it be whoever shows up scramble, whether it be a big old match against Bojack, or whether it just be a random show during COVID. Like,
Yeah.
He was just that guy. He was so talented, and we miss him to this day.
Yeah. If you're watching, come back.
Please.
So Tenshi, what was the first day like for you?
So this is when I joined July 12th, 2020. So I'm not very fond of meeting new people, but I know how to get over it.
Yeah.
But it was very nerve-wracking, like, because like I already know how to do some of the what was it? The warm-ups a little bit,
Yeah.
because like, you know, I would wrestle my brother in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I got there, I was just quiet, you know, just like, you know, ready to learn and stuff. But like I said, I was just trying not to have my, you know, anxiety levels like, you know, build up. But like everyone, my first experience there, everyone was so nice. Everyone was super nice. Like it was helping me, like, you know, just to stay caught up with everyone. And then there would be times where I'm like, I should be already doing this by now. But then like that time I was like, you know, still am, but like at that time I was very emotional. So so like I would just get mad easily. I would just get aggravated easily. So when I'm like mad, I just stay quiet. Like I don't say nothing to nobody, because that's just me. So and I didn't open up to them. So I'm more open to them now. But like back then I just wasn't like, you know, as open enough to them.
Yeah.
But all I can say really at that time, it was fun, you know, new, and you know, a very, 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 very nerve-wracking, because like I said, not very fond of meeting new people, but I would try to like, you know, get to know people, like new people, but it's just I'm just that shy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It might be hard to believe considering that we're having this platform where we talk to strangers. Yeah,
Yeah, could have fooled us. Could have fooled us.
So that first day of training, did y'all do squats, and how many squats?
So, so here's the funny thing. For me, for the first training that we did, all we did was like basic rolls. We learned how to take bumps. We took some body slams from Bo, and yeah, it did. And that was pretty much it. It was like, so hey, what do you think about this? And you know, they get you with the easy stuff to begin with, and you're like, yeah, sure, I'll spend so and so amount of money in order to do this. And then you go to that second day. Oh, that second day is the one that gets you. Colby was leading that second day, and I still think of that as my first day.
Blow up Tuesday.
Blow up Tuesday is what we call it. So this is before Tenshi had officially joined. It was just me by myself. I remember just about everything that this man made us do. It was everything from cherry pickers into the cherry pickers in the corners to we did about 500 squats that night. We did this thing called PC drill. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. We take a like little punching bag, put it in the middle of the ring. We're hitting the ropes, drop down over it, drop down to the other side, hit the ropes, come back. We did that about 30 times. And we had more. Yeah, it's still a pain to this day, and that was and we still weren't done. And that's just like just a taste of like just an intro. That was the real intro to pro wrestling. It was like in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, I want it.
How many people stopped showing up after that day?
From I want to say about 3. But no. And then Jakob has this big thing about if you puke, it's called extra credit, and extra credit is nothing. It's just the saying extra credit.
And I never ever puked during anything at all.
Really?
During
In life?
No, I laughed, but like not during like, you know, the drills or yeah.
Just because you said that, and I hope he is watching, I just pray that Colby does this to you next time you're at one of his trainings.
We're gonna tag him.
Yeah.
What was that?
We're gonna tag him.
Please. Just this clip, just that clip.
School and I'm gonna get a mobile DVD player. I'm gonna put it on there. I'm just gonna ship it to him. So all I have to do. So that didn't deter you guys at all. It you said it made you want it more.
Yeah.
Because then. Oh, go ahead, bud.
On my end, it was like because I was like scrawny. It was super scrawny. Still scrawny. Shut up, scrawny. And, but like when we did the PC drills, I could barely get up, and I was like, oh my god. But then I just kept hearing everybody, come on, Tenshi, like just like slapping the mat.
Yeah.
And I was like, gotta keep going. And then it was the what is it? Not the change drill. The what is it? Just a cross drill?
Oh, the crisscross
drill. Hated that.
It's so easy, bud.
It's easy. So someone, either me or the other person, like don't match speed, and they hit the ropes, and then the ropes is stiff on the other end. My back is like, ow. It's just,
yeah.
Ow. So
yeah.
I'm just like, every time I hit the ropes, and I'm like, I keep going. When we stop, I'm like, yeah. And so, but I could never do push-ups. Could never do push-ups. I could do sit-ups. I could do squats.
He could.
Could never do push-ups. And that's what pushed me even more. And it wasn't just the drills that pushed me. It was seriously like the people around me that, encouraged me and told me to keep going, even if they had to yell at me to tell me to keep going, because that's what I needed. Is like, I'm not, gonna expect like, oh, I know how to do this. I'm cool. No. I have to, learn from scratch, grind for it, and get better at it. That's how I take it from myself and learning from other people.
I think during wrestling training, like wrestlers are the most supportive people in the world. Like I did a training. I did
100%.
Oh yeah, because I think
so supportive. Like they're just cheering you on. It's just like
so.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so the thing about it is, in my mindset, why we are all supportive of each other is because we are all trying to chase the same dream. So I feel like if any of us succeed, in a way, it's kind of like, hey, I helped so and so get better, motivated her, and the fact that they are where they are now, you can get a little like a feel good moment inside of you. And it's like, damn, now I have to be there too.
Yeah. And like when I said I got frustrated, like, like I'm like turned it into a quiet person. And I think at the time this was when Kobe was leading training. I
remember the move.
I got like super, I don't know what it was, but I got super pissed off and frustrated. And I just got out the ring and I stormed out. Diego Hill chased me down because I told him like, like this is difficult. I can't do this. I'm just quit. And he just chopped me and just like told me like, you're not quitting. You're not going to stop. You are my brother. You like, I'm going to train you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not going to stop. You're not going to stop. You came too far to stop. And I was like, he's right. So, and that's another, and that's what I mean by like a super supportive by others is like, if it wasn't like, just for Diego stopped me like actually wanting to quit because I legit stormed out and he followed me and told me not to quit. That part is also thanks to him too, because I wouldn't be right here.
Of course.
If not for him.
Diego is the realest motherfucker that we know. Shout out him for saving us in Virginia.
Oh yeah, I saw that he had to go and drive like 4 hours to pick you guys up.
He had no business to do that at all. No fucking business to do that.
Yeah.
That was holy shit. That entire weekend was something. That's for sure.
Awesome. So you guys are training. At what point do you guys start teaming up?
We teamed up. So I made my debut first before Tenshi did. We didn't officially team up until around like a few shows after Tenshi. A few shows after Tenshi debuted, because we were still trying to figure out like something simple as what the fuck are we gonna call ourselves?
I put up like a screen thing real quick so that I know to edit this part. Little J Malachi.
Shout out Jay. Shout out Jay Malachi.
Malachi.
Jay Malachi. He gets so pissed every time I say that.
So at what point do you guys first team up?
Okay, so we first team up. It was a few shows after Tenshi made his debut, because I made my debut like I want to say like 3 shows prior.
Mine was September 24th.
Yours was September 24th. I think mine was in May. Yeah, mine was in May. It was my first time in front of a live audience. Anywho, so no. March 21st, I believe, because Aaron Cox keeps reminding me every year, hey, happy WrestleVersary, because me and him debuted on the same show.
Oh, nice.
And yeah. Anywho, so after Tenshi had made his debut, we had done like a couple of like tag things during training, but we didn't know like when the right time was to put us together, like on shows.
Yeah.
And a few months after Tenshi made his debut, we did a Halloween show over at the for PWF.
Uh-huh.
That was our first official tag match together. What was that?
No, he
Did
was.
you say something? Okay, I thought someone said something. Anywho, oh, okay, gotcha. And I still remember who all was in it too. It was us, of course. It was Mickey Folt and James Harrison, Two Dudes with Attitude, Zane Riley and Chad Carson, dressed up as Ella Envy and Caitlin Marie. And the 4 team was in fact Caitlin Marie and Ella Envy. Yep, it was that was, looking back on it, that was a very fun match just to be a part of. Just everyone who was involved. It was a little chaotic to call him back, I remember, but when we got out there, we just kind of went with the flow. It could have been better, but you know, that's just what wrestling is. It's a learning experience. And looking back now, I'm kind of okay with where I can't even talk right now. From where we were to where we are now, I'm okay with that match because of what stage we were at.
Oh yeah, kind of looking back on things with a little bit of context. And speaking of where you guys are at now, can you walk us through, because I've heard there's an interesting story behind winning the PWF Tag Team Champion. So you start this kind of silly Halloween match, and now you've got the gold. Walk us through that day.
Oh my God. So a little bit of backstory. We had won a number 1 contenders match against BK Westbrook and Diego Hill when they were.
Hey, did you say BK Westbrook?
Oh, fuck you.
Sportsmanship at its finest.
Drop kick by BK. What is happening?
What is happening? So you had a number 1 contenders match with BK, and who else was in there?
Diego.
Sportsmanship at its finest.
Drop kick.
Okay, sorry.
I will leave right now, man. Like, no, I'm playing with you. Anywho, so yeah, we had faced him and Diego. That was a fun match. I think Tenshi got rocked with a drop kick similar to that one.
Really?
Yes, he did.
For the next time you
will. Absolutely. And that was probably one of our better matches up until the us winning the tag belt. So that entire day, I still remember it like it was yesterday. From my perspective, we had no idea we were winning. We had zero idea that it was even in the works, I guess you could say. Like I thought it was just going to be one, like a squash match, genuinely, because of how the reality was built up and how like big Kingsgate was during that storyline as a whole. Me and Tenshi, we were under the impression we were just getting our ass beat, but you know, make it look good. And we get there, we're rolling around, we're having a time right before our opponents show up. It's getting a little close to bell time, and Patrick Scott finally arrives. Chance Riser is nowhere to be seen, and then Patrick, for whatever reason, I believe he was working this, but he just gave us like the coldest of shoulders, man.
Yeah.
Not even just Patrick. It was also, as soon as Chance arrived, he was also like, you know, giving us questions, and then didn't give us time to answer them, and then he would come up with like.
Can you play back for us like what those conversations were sounding like?
I got you.
Verbatim. I'm just curious.
Okay. So Patrick, he gets into the ring. He's like, "All right, what ideas do you guys have?" And we explained our ideas. He was like, pretty much in a nicer way. He's like, "That's fucking shit." here's what we're gonna do. And I'm like, okay. And
I'm legit standing there. I'm like, okay.
What did we do?
Like, what did we do?
We are two silent little puppies for the rest of the fucking time they were telling us what to do. Like they asked us like what type of tag moves we do. They asked us like the simple stuff like, oh, what can you do in order for us to get to here? But they're putting the match together. They're not really listening to our ideas. They're more focused about plugging in our shit and then like completely ignoring us. Like we are standing in front of them. They turn their backs to us and then they start talking about the finish. So, like, yeah, man, what if we yeah, man, what if we hit him with like double German, yada 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 yada, and then we're like, hi, how are you? Like trying to figure it out. I still remember like the bullshit that they wanted us to do after the chair spot. So they kept telling us about this chair spot. Like, hey man, get ready for this chair spot. So here's what we're gonna do. Chance is gonna come in. Dylan, we need you to duck this chair. You're gonna get him in for a small pack. He's gonna kick out. And then
my anxiety is kicking in. I'm just like, huh.
Yeah. Oh, my anxiety was getting there. I was getting a little frustrated with how we were being treated that day. Anywho, so yeah, it's so after you kick out, you're just gonna charge at him. I'm gonna be on the Patrick's. He's gonna be on the apron. I'm gonna bandera you, and you're gonna give him Canadian on the apron. I'm like,
Canadian on the apron.
Yeah. So it's like he banderas me, and then I like land on top of Patrick, and then I just do a Canadian destroyer on the apron. Like that was one of the crazy ideas that these motherfuckers wanted us to do. And then it's like right after that we figure out a way to get into this cool falsy sequence where it ends with where it starts off with me hitting my blockbuster, Tenshi hitting a frog splash, and then Patrick like cheating to put Chance's leg on the rope or something like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like stare at Patrick for a second, and then I start like pulling him in, beating the crap out of him, punch him. He wanted us to do the like little suplex to the outside deal. You know what I'm talking about, where we both land on our feet.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. Do you want to practice it real quick? He was like, nah, first time I ever did it, I didn't work for it either. And I was like, okay. And the same thing with the Canadian spot. He didn't want to practice it. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck are we doing? And then Chance is over here talking to us. He's like, hey, yeah, so I have an idea for the finish. So you know Generico's block brainbuster off the top?
Oh no.
And then I just remember Tenshi he was like, so yeah, here's a clip of someone like fucking it up like horrendously and about like kills the guy's neck. He's like, yeah, so I'm gonna do that, but I'm like way safer with it. And then Tenshi's like,
when he said that,
I don't like that.
Exactly. Like, I saw the clip. I was like, exactly how Crossley said it. I was just like, no, I don't like that. No, I think I want to stay moving. I don't want to die. You know. And then and it was something else. What was it? Was something to do with the ropes, not the chair spot, but he wanted to do what was it? Was it a Canadian destroyer or Code Red? Something like that. What was that, Patrick?
I already told him about the Canadian spot. It was me on Patrick. That's what it was supposed to be. I already covered that.
Like he said that too. I'm like, how is that even possible?
No. Is that something that one is possible? And if it is possible, do you think you could pull it off?
I mean, if it's possible,
cool.
So he wants you to take the destroyer on the apron. Not sure if that's a possible thing. And then how when the bell rings, where's your confidence level at?
Oh, it's still low. The confidence level is still low.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm trying to remember everything. I'm just like, but like I would put on the face. Like when we was walking out, I was literally taking like everything off. I was taking the headband off, Chicago robe off. I was just ready to go.
Yeah.
But, we had to be serious that night.
But I was still like, I was like still shaking. I'm like, what are we supposed to do?
So was the match like Did it go how they said, or were things different? Or was it easier? At what point did you realize they were kind of messing with you, or did you realize it all?
Towards the middle. It was towards the middle, because
okay, so in the middle of the match is when things kind of start seeming like a normal match again, you would say.
Mm-hmm.
So
when Chance had me in their opposite corner, he was hearing me talking smack on Twitch. He was saying in my face, "Yeah, I heard you was talking a lot of trash. He was trash talking to me on Twitch, Tenshi. You act like I didn't hear that," and gave me the most biggest chop. And I was like, "Yeah, this is where we're this is the part we're serious at." Okay, because like all of, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say not all that.
I remember that show.
Like, I'm not saying like all of it was like non-serious. Like, all of it was serious, but like it was that super serious moment. It was like, okay, this is like this is like, you know, I know where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And it's like that almost it's like that almost time to wrap it up. So it's like right there. So I'm like, and mind you, crying. I'm not gonna hide it.
You were in so much pain that night. Oh my god.
So chops to the back. You know,
They had no business to do that shit to you.
I was like taking chops to the back and got raped in the back.
Unspoken rule thing that you don't chop guys in the back. I've heard
when
that.
When I say it hurt because all of the sweat, it hurt like a bitch. Oh my god! I almost said throw in the damn towel because I was like, you are not going to be slapping me in the back.
Diego Hilton running out. It's like, you are not throwing in this towel.
I was like, you were not. It really hurt. Okay, but like, yeah, no, towards like just like towards the end, it was that time because started picking back up. I accidentally elbowed my tag partner in the eye to break up.
Fuck you. I can tell you that part of it. I think I can tell you that part of it. I think it's gonna let me say this spot.
Your eyes doing great, buddy.
Yeah, fuck you. Anywho, so Tenshi's in there taking heat, getting his fucking ass beat left and right. I'm like, fucking Christ, I need to get him out of there. We finally get to the hot tag. I'm in there doing my bit. I get cut off. I get speared by Patrick. They hit me with their double neutralizer right before they do it. Patrick leans over to me. Don't tuck. I'm like, okay. He hits me with it. They go to pull me up. I'm like, oh, that shit felt great. I'm on the ground. I'm looking up. I look over at Tenshi. He goes 1, 2. Tenshi is now coming in at 2. I'm like, we're about to fuck this entire spot up. And then I just see it like Lion King style, just jumping in at me, elbow first onto my eye. And then Patrick like hits him with a package pile driver, gets him out the ring, sees me, starts beating me up with his forearms. He's like, dude, you're fucking bleeding. I said, yeah, I know.
And my favorite part, after everything's over, like, okay, yeah, dude, you elbowed me in the eye.
I did say that. I said, yeah, you opened my eye. Dude. That was something. And then they set me back up for their finisher. Flapjack Bulldog, and that was like the safest bump of the entire night. We kick out, the crowd's like, oh my god, he kicked out, whoa, because these guys, like the crowd themselves, they've been with us since day one. Like a whole bunch of familiar faces like watching us, man. So and not only were they watching us, they were watching their matches as well. So us kicking out of that just in front of people who have seen us made it that much more special. And sure enough, Chance is getting pissed. He grabs the chair. Morgan, shout out Atlas Morgan, like tries to pull it away from him. He's like, you know what? No, we're not gonna do it like this. I get up on the rope. He comes in, misses the chair, misses hitting me with the chair, hits the rope. He does the angle bit, hitting back in his face.
Yeah, man. This is when
I go for the.
And during this time, this was me and Patrick outside the ring.
Yeah, they're outside of the ring doing shit. Patrick. All I remember was Patrick pulling up Tenshi. Look at your partner about to die, or something like that. And I go in for the small package. Patrick tells Tenshi, "Hold my legs."
So yeah, I'm holding him. I'm like, so at that part when I'm holding him, Morgan is counting, and I'm just like hold him as long as I can. I hear 1.
Hold up. Let me get to this. As I'm in the pin with Chance tells me, "Congrats, buddy. 1, 2, 3." I thought we fucked up everything.
like, and I see Crossley's face. He was like, dude, me. I'm like,
I was in tears that night, man.
As soon as I heard 3, I was like, because when I was holding Patrick, my eyes was closed. As soon as I heard 3, I opened it. My left, only thing I could see from my left eye was like people were standing, and then that's when I let go of Patrick. That's when I looked at Crossley, and then I looked around. And it was just like everyone was like applauding, and I'm just like, what just happened?
Yeah, dude.
Like, I didn't know how to I didn't know if I should be happy or like, what
dog.
the hell is going on?
I was in fucking tears, man. Like I tried so hard. I put my head in the mat, like making sure people didn't see. I literally ran over to Tenshi, like put my head in between his torso, like giving him a big old hug. And then King Snake started beating the shit out of us for a couple more seconds. And then Patrick is like giving me the stomps. He's like, "Congrats, buddy! I'm so proud of you, man."
Meanwhile, while I hear Chance say ass as he's kicking me in the ass.
It was so fun. It was such a fun night. And we didn't even know we were being and like, yeah, again, so we didn't know anything of it. And we had been worked. In Bo's words, we had been worked for 3 months on this. They knew about this for 3 fucking months.
Everybody knew, and it pissed me off.
Everybody knew about it. Fuck it. Everybody knew about it. I had so many people walking up to me like, "Yeah, we knew about it. I'm like, "Y'all fucking suck, dude." Bojack gets into the ring, coming down from the commentary station to like give us a hug. I give him a hug. I said, "I fucking hate you. I hate you so much," because he 1,000% booked that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, he 1,000% made that shit happen for us, and it was at that moment where I was like, yeah, we belong here, man. We like fuck, man. Like, that was such a surreal moment. It's probably easily the most emotional moment of my entire life. I don't know about him, but yeah, it was special for us.
So what's next in 2024 for the Longshots? Where do you guys want to be? Who do you want to face?
So, first things first, I got to get healed. I'm still not fully healed as it is. Doc said about 75% on my end, and then I should be good to go back into the ring. But
yeah,
for us, I just think it's time for me and Tenshi to go out a lot more, like go out to a lot more places, whether it's somewhere shady, whether it's somewhere big, like, just start going out there, start trying to make a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because granted, we love PWF and we love like the places where we have worked, but we can only get so far with only so many matches. We need more reps. We need more like places to get our names out.
For sure. Who are some of those tag teams that you look forward to getting in the ring with?
So I look forward to getting in the ring again with the Reality, Chance Riser and Patrick Scott. They even though they were dicks to us that night, they've helped us so much, and we haven't exactly had a real match since then. Like, we had one at Ace, but it was interrupted by Fighters Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something. And so we haven't had an actual full match with the decisive winner where everyone knew everything. So to run it back with them, that'd be pretty cool. I want to run it back again, like legitimately against BK Westbrook and Eric Royal Out of This World.
Yeah.
They again, they're also two dudes who we've looked up to when it comes to anything. We ask them we're constantly asking like, hey, how's our matches? Like, did you guys watch it? What do you got for us? You know, and oof, at the top of my list. For shits and giggles, I'd love to face Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, that'd be a good match.
I would love to go against the running back again with the suckling duck.
Delinquents. Oh,
the
Ducklings?
and
Sucklings? Yes, that was a fun match.
White Mike and Rob Killjoy. Oh man, that was a fun match.
Yeah.
And then, as Crossley said seconds ago, is definitely the Delinquents because like I also had fun with them at the time during we were wrestling them because
awesome.
I need to get my payback with Mikey swinging me around.
I
understand I'm super light, but come on,
come
on, man.
Hey man, we got that fusion down this time. We got that fusion down perfect this time. We'll get it.
Awesome. Well, this has been really fun, guys. We appreciate you coming on and talking with us. We're excited to see where you guys go, what you guys do. Before we go, where can everybody find you again on social media?
Yes, sir. Since he started off first, I'm gonna kick it off to end it. You can find me on Instagram at official_drilling_Dylan, DYLAN. And on Twitter at drillin_Dylan, DYLAN. That is the correct way to spell Dylan. If it's DILLON, doing it wrong.
Yep.
And you can find me again on X at Tenshi X9X, Instagram Tenshi_X99, and Twitch Tenshi Otsumaki. Again, OTSUMAKI. Like awesome. I said, I stream. Basically, I'll stream anything, not horror. Yes, horror, not horror.
Heard on that.
Awesome. And the Goon Squad, y'all are doing some cool stuff too. Mm-hmm. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much. If you see these guys on a card, show up and cheer them on. Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
You too.